Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines 2 once more. Now Sleepy Hollow indeed is growing. We're in fall now, so yeah, we actually survived the season and we're still alive. I mean, we are kind of alive. We're getting a bit of money in right now. Money is still going down though, so this city at this point is not profitable. And what we're doing now is actually also not really helping out short-term wise for that. And that is taxation. I want to have a quick look at that because we want to motivate people to move to us, right? So I'm going to lower the taxes now indeed for my residential zones to 7% only. This will take a hit here for sure, as residential taxes are the most important taxes that we have right now. So this will get me down even further. I'm also reducing the taxes here for my industry to 9, for the commercial to 9, and for the office to 9. This will hopefully lead to an overall faster growth rating for us. Now we have another problem, and this is actually a known problem, so don't get confused by that. Right here in the center of Sleepy Hollow, in our commercial zone, we have a warning: not enough customers. Now of course we already had this in Cities Skylines 1, however this time around it is a known issue, so don't take heed to this, right? Don't pay too much attention to this warning here. We do get it from time to time. It pops up, it disappears, even though we have plenty of customers, of course. Now, on with the real stuff, with the building stuff. We want to continue our expansion. Right now, we have, already the foundation for our education system. We have a nice, beautiful elementary school over here that is already having some 360 students. And over here, we have our high school with 141 students. So yeah, up to middle age we do get, or up to higher teenage age, we do have a proper education. No college yet, but of course we're getting there. And with that, also the wealth of my people is growing a bit, right? They're, well, offering better jobs, they work on better jobs, they earn more money, they want to afford more, and also better housing with that. So this is a progress now that's in the background working for us. Over here, my industry zone, we have a bit of demand, so I would like to start right away with another industry expansion. I'm going to keep a tight grid for this one, as always, for the industry zone. And I probably want to continue then along the landfill here towards the highway with some normal smaller streets. We already have a connection here to the main road that leads then to these guys here, so they do have their proper road access, and we may want to consider another intersection than here coming off from the highway. In this area, let's just make sure that we do make a connection here that goes then of course both ways, and also all around here into this corner there for another industry grid, and we can do the same thing on the other side. There it is. It's so easy to build roads in this game. It really is. And with that, let's just go ahead and get us another industry zone cracking, and hopefully with the lower taxes faster than ever before. We have the landfill here. Let's make sure that we're not building it too close here. So I would say let's end the industry zone then here for the moment. And yeah, we could have some factories here, 3 tiles with some smaller factories, and this can be full once more. We are, by the way, we are on top of a groundwater deposit here. Would be problematic right now. It's not. We don't have a pumping station here. So far it's golden. Another problem is electricity. It is now going really down. My consumption is at 20 megawatt already, and my production is at almost 23 megawatt. That means, yeah, power is running out soon if we don't do anything about that. The game actually knows 2 ways of handling this. If we are running low on electricity, we could just import electricity, which could be expensive. We already have the power line here activated, so we're exporting a bit of power right now, which adds to my taxes. However, if we're negative on electricity, the game will automatically import electricity for us. So we will not have a power shortage, rather a money shortage, that's for sure. So I want to counter that by building another power plant, and we do have the gas power plant now, a new one that we have enabled, and it's huge. Look at that, it's a monster for sure. And this monster I would like to have then somewhere here in my industry zone close to the highway. It does cost me 650,000 credits, and it's going to produce a lot of electricity for the time being, right? So there we have it, right next to my highway. Strangely enough, not completely close to that street that we have. So let's try to get it. There it is. Perfect. Very close to it. And I would also like to have on the other side also here a street going all around this one. Probably then also creating a wall. Perfect. That's something we can do. And as every bigger building in this game, we can add modules to it. I mean, it's looking epic. Let's face it, it's a beautiful building right here. I really love it. More fumes for my industry zone. And this one, yeah, we can add quite a bit of it, right? So let's just have a look at that. We have more storage extension, so we can add more gas storage to it. We can also get the advanced furnace, but these modules are really expensive. It will reduce the resource consumption. We can also add a filter. This will reduce the pollution. And also we can add an additional turbine for more power production as well. Lots of sexy things, really. And let's just check it out here. Oh yes, we are now producing 276 megawatt of power, only consuming 20 megawatt. This was a huge expansion overall in comparison to the small coal power plant, right? Like, look at that. It's producing 20 megawatt and the new one is producing 250 megawatt of power. That's really a lot, but the upkeep is also pretty high. We don't feel the upkeep too much because, of course, we have now a lot of electricity that we're exporting, right? So it's basically almost paying for our gas power plant here at this point. On the other side of Sleepy Hollow, oh, it's raining at this point. We can see the gas powered plants in the distance. And here in this nice neighborhood, we want to continue our expansion because the low density housing is rather wanted right now. And we do have still space. So I do have this tiny road here that we want to continue with the expansion now. I will need to, unfortunately, yeah, delete some of those buildings here, especially if I want to make it like this. This, of course, is the biggest waste that you can do. So let's make, for a change, let's make a proper street then as well going out here. And this then leads to a 90-degree angle that goes then all the way here and all the way along the tracks, most likely. Right, and probably here we're going to have a connection then. We can also, let's make another connection then here, or outside connection, going into these hills here to create another neighborhood. And here, by the way, we still have some space as well. And with that, we have two neighborhood blocks again that we can then just add here at the edge of the city. And let's go ahead and just create two, once again, full neighborhoods with the low density housing right here. Actually going to be quite a lot of houses. Can we? Here I didn't want to have it. Perfect. And here we can then also have it. Here we can have way more than them. And let's just make sure that they're not close to the tracks though, right? So I definitely would like to have some distance there, like the road. And this is filling up rather quickly. For the intersection of the city, I would like to continue. So here we have our town hall area then, right? Our probably mayor's house or something. And the main road, we continue then all the way up here towards the tracks. And then probably we're going to make a nice curve here. Come on, give me the 90 degrees. There you are. And with that, we can have then this road going all the way over there and create this nice square in the center of it. While new people move in, what we should also look out for is telecommunication. That's right, that's a new service that we can provide to our citizens. And we find it down here, communications. We have a couple of options here. The post office would be one of the first ones. Yeah, let's go ahead and add this. It's a bit noisy, so we probably should have it closer to the industry zone, somewhere over here, but not too far away from the city as well, because of course we definitely want to get the trucks to the city as quickly as possible. Somewhere here along the main road, I would actually like to keep it. There it is. Right here in the center. Once again, it's a building also that has modules to it that we can then expand upon. And the post office needs one more thing, and that's the mailboxes, and used by citizens to send out their mail. Post office vehicles pick up the mail periodically. And we can now just choose where we have the highest demand. And as you can see, where my residents live, we have the highest demand. So we probably would like to have one here for this neighborhood. Probably also one here. So we just periodically place them. For this neighborhood, we could actually have 2 because it's a rather bigger neighborhood. One here. The Cascading Heights definitely want one. And also my row houses over there. And with that, we have filled now most of the city with those boxes. Let's also have one here. Epic. And also very important for my industry and for my people alike is the radio mast. Transmits mobile data, radio traffic and TV signals. In case of emergencies, the masts are used to broadcast an alarm. Can be upgraded with a wireless network antenna and increased bandwidth. It also offers internet, and this is actually something that my people like the least right now, unreliable internet services, and we do need to provide this of course as well. One we're going to have here in the industry zone. We have a bit of space up there for these guys, and then we definitely will need one here in my residential zone, probably somewhere a bit hidden perhaps right now. There is no hidden place in this city unfortunately, where we overlap them perhaps best, and we need one here. Fortunately, they don't cause any pollution or stuff like that. Let's have one here for these guys, and then one here for the upper residential zones. Beside my cemetery. Now if you look closely in the industry zone over here, there's this dense forest, and well, in Cities Skylines 2, forests are really hard to maintain because as we can see here, my trees are not even fully grown yet, so it takes a while for these trees to grow. So I would like to keep this one available for us for potentially a park or something like that. So for my next industry expansion that we're going to need soon because my demand is already growing, well, let's go ahead and just have this road all the way to that side, and then we connect it with our crossing here. Let's just make sure actually that it's the same. It's a bit finicky if you want to make a smaller road with a big road, right? So the game definitely wants you to do the right thing. There it is, perfect. Now we got the 90 degrees, and now we have this forest in here. There is already my water treatment plant. We might actually just move it away at some point then, but for now, I think this is quite fine. Now, construction hasn't even finished in this neighborhood. We already need to work on the next one. I'm going to purchase this tile here right away so that we, get deeper into the mountain hill here. And once again, we're just going to create us a small neighborhood. First, I'm going to get the slope here better again, so it was rather steep. And with that, look at that, it's perfectly smooth again. We don't need to worry about anything here. It's a bit strange here still. There you go. The trees actually stay, right? If I move over that, so if we terraform over that, the trees automatically stay. I like that. And for this area now, difficult what we want to do. Probably going to expand this road here that we move up there. I would like to keep some of those trees though, so I'm not going to move everything away. So let's take this road here too. Oh, the slope is rather steep for that. We could also take this one here most likely. This is looking fine. That goes over then, and probably we will connect it then with this road here. For this neighborhood, let's try not to make a plateau out of that, but rather use the game's engine to get this one straight, and we'll just see how it looks then at the end. Let's go ahead and just try to stay around these trees here. And probably going then up a bit. Feels very motivating to get experience points for every single tile of street that I'm building. Then probably here we're going to once again dive in. There you go, perfect. And also, how should we connect this? I don't think we need to really. I think we could actually keep most of this as is and probably just make a tiny road out here. Here we have a lot of elevation. Also going up here, so this is actually something where you could have a bridge. Yeah, well, without landscaping, it's really looking like this. So unfortunately, that's no way we can actually build houses here. That would be devastating with the next bigger rain. Let's just get rid of the whole thing again, and unfortunately we need to do a plateau. there we have it once more. A new neighborhood is growing and we are going to keep those trees. Traffic is still amazing right now. There is not a single traffic jam. I love the new traffic AI that we have. So the cars really take the lanes they should take and we have no problem whatsoever in this city right now, even though we only have one entrance from the highway. For this area, I'm creating a grid system because here we're going to see some high density. Actually, this is where the tool comes in quite handy if I want to fill in those patches that we have in between. And then we can just continue now with the main road here. That goes then at some point probably together once again here, together with this main road. And of course, this one here sees now a connection with a tiny road somewhere here. And also on the other side. Since demand is still so high for low residentials and we need more population growth, I'm actually now going to use this block here. Nope, not for high density housing, but for some lower residential zones, so some real capacity that we can squeeze in here. Later on, we can just easily replace them with higher density models then. But for now, I really need to start filling in the voids and I can't somehow because demand is not high enough for the medium or high density ones. We get some more experience points. I'm very close to the next upgrade now. And as you can see, it's really quickly filling up. And it doesn't take long for us to reach Boomtown status, a bit of more money coming in again. And with that, we also get the textile fiber farming, heavy traffic ban, and the advanced pollution management. This brings me actually to one of the things that we got with the Grand Village status. Districts. We don't have them yet and I would like to start implementing some districts. So we already know that this is here called the what? Yep, the Cascading Heights. So I would like to make this district here official now. It's going to be rather big and as you can see it's also rather easy getting this one done. Probably also making another one here along the river and then all the way to that side. There you go. And we got the first district now here. Fairview Downs is actually called according to the game. We're going to, rename this to Cascading Heights. And this is then just our district here closer to the mountains. We'll also need our industry zone right now that we could call an industry zone. So this is one that we have up here. Can I actually move over? No, I cannot move over these boundaries. So let's also purchase this tile here right away because then we can actually make this happen and make this whole area here my industry zone for the moment, right? So it's just along here, all the way to the main street. And the game actually snaps to those roads. That's pretty cool. Right, and then along this main road here, all the way to that. Manor Glen, it's called right now. Why not? Then we are going to need one here by the... well, actually, it's the East Bank. And we're going to make this one here right across the... right along the river, all the way to that side. And then snapping it with this main road here. All the way to that side and all the way along this road here. There you go, district number 3, the Birdsong Downs. That's actually pretty cool. For the inner district, I would like to go ahead and have this one here, my inner district, following along the street again. This is kind of like my current downtown area, you might call it. Not calling it downtown though. It is called the Daffodil Downs. Perfect. Now each one of these districts can have its own policy then. The Daffodil Downs, for example, we can see the people in here are content right now. We can also see the problems. High crime is actually a problem for this district, I'm surprised. And we can also enact policies that we can have here. Of energy consumption awareness, for example, the heavy traffic ban, so no trucks are allowed. Recycling, we could also say that there's speed bumps. So for example, it reduces the noise pollution and also brings down the chance of accidents. We could create a gated community if we have unlocked this, and also roadside parking fee. So there needs to be a fee if you want to park roadside. That could be quite expensive for a lot of people. For the Cascading Heights, I would actually like to implement the speed bumps. Reduces the speed of vehicles driving within the district. There you go. And with that, lowers the chance of accidents and also of the noise pollution. How is noise pollution in general anyway? I think up here it should be very minimal. It is. The highest noise pollution right now is of course my industry district, but that's a bit separated. And then also a few of my commercial areas that we have creating some pollution, and also of course schools. Speaking about traffic accidents, yes, they happen, and they happen actually happen quite often. There is one, for example, here. So the Porter family had an accident, the police needed to intervene, and yeah, it seems like they fixed the problem rather quickly, and they can move back home again to the Daffodil Street. Next up, finally, what we should have, since we have, of course, students now, public transportation. We don't have anything for that yet, and the bus system is the first that we can implement. With that, we need a bus depot. I would like to probably, yes, as always, get it up here in my industry zone. It is causing pollution, noise pollution especially, and having it a bit further away should be golden. Let's have it next to my water treatment plant, shall we? Over here, a bit further outside now. And once again, also the bus station we can upgrade with extra garages. And we could also say that we should electrify the buses. However, that actually increases the upkeep quite a bit. So I'm not doing this for now. And now we just need to lay out some bus routes. For that we need the bus stop. We have 2 of them available, a normal sign or also a shelter. I like the shelter a lot more. Money is not really a problem here. And it has 4 times the comfort rating for anyone that uses it. Of course, it's also pretty nice to not get wet. For my first route, I would like to combine my outer residential zones with the school area, because of course a lot of people need to travel there. So we can use this area here as my first beginning stop, more or less, for the bus route. And as you can see, it is also then leveling up all the people in its surrounding area. Or, well, not leveling up, but they like it especially. The next stop we will have then here in the core city, so along the row houses. Let's actually make 2 stops here. And once every cross the streets, and then also the bus goes in here. Connection with the school should hopefully be established with both schools here, and then the bus route continues along the main road here again, all the way up into the cascading heights, stopping here once for these guys, moving up into in which neighborhood? Let's take the outer neighborhood first. This one here will eventually get anyway. We have the bus station here. We can have another one now here. And then we're probably moving a bit further into this one. And I think one station here should be fine for the bus to... Actually, here we can make the loop again, right? There it is. Now we just need to lay out the line. This is the beginning. And then we just continue now along those bus stations. And there it is. Once I click on this, we have now created our very first bus system. We should see those buggers coming out here right away at the bus depot. And lo and behold, there they are. My first City Skylines buses, bus line number 1 for Sleepy Hollow. We can also see all their stops here, where people are waiting or how many they are waiting. We can even go further into that and also assign the number of vehicles attached or assigned to this one. We can even go up for the ticket prices and if there should be a night schedule or if it's a 24-hour line. Let's actually go for a day line here only for the moment, as I think this is a bit cheaper. Speaking about nighttime, this is just the right occasion to also finally introduce it. Yes, you can have nighttime in Cities Skylines too, and look at the beauty of it. I mean, we're in the southern hemisphere, but we have polar lights. I guess that's okay. Oh, and there's also my first tornado. Lucky us, it's out there in the ocean. Hopefully it's not coming too close. What a beautiful game. Another thing we can provide as well right away is a taxi depot, a garage and repair workshop for taxis. Also houses a small dispatch office. And with that, we also get a smaller taxi system in. I would like to have it right next to my bus garage. just makes sense to me, right? And those taxis are now going just out there. We can also assign it to a special district. Right now it should just serve all the districts really, right? Some 8 employees are working in there already. And what we can do now in addition is also getting some taxi stands, placing them. So yeah, well, people would like that. Probably we could have them where there's some commercial zones, right? So a taxi office here or taxi stand here. Probably by the schools might be one option. So children can get home by taxi, I guess. Also there in this commercial zone, let's actually have it not on the main road, but somewhere on the side road. But close to the main road. And then perhaps also here close to my industry zone and heavy factories. To my surprise, people are actually using the taxi at the school. Who is that just entered here? Unfortunately, we cannot see them once they have entered the vehicle. But we can follow the vehicle along. And it was not a teacher, it was an employee at the consumer apparel. Going home right now. Lo and behold, also, the skyline of Sleepy Hollow is growing. It's just cheap residential high-density zones, but at least they are here and they're growing in size and also are being occupied by a lot of households as well. Right now, we're growing with 300 people per hour. That's actually the highest rating we've ever had. That's because also a low-medium residential zones here have been built and they can house a lot of households, right? A normal house just has 3 residents. This one here actually has 6 households, so that's way more than that. So it's 8 residents, and this one here is 167 people that can move into these here. Looking from up here when it's nighttime, actually also a beautiful view as we can see all the streets illuminated and the layout of Sleepy Hollow so far. And we continue right away with the next expansion. We have some industrial demand again. We have the main road here still that I would like to get all the way over to that side. And here we could also for a change combine it again with the main road that we have up here. I'm probably going to make it here. Right, and then we have our grid here that I just expand all the way here to the highway that we have. Probably making a connection here. And here we can still add now way more. And yeah, we do have the demand for them. So let's get them cracking. Probably not here. Yeah, and honestly, the lighting you get out of a beautiful sunrise is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, also we get a new signature building, a business or commercial signature building. The first one, a streamlined diner, a classic American style diner building for when you just want some nostalgia. It gives me 3 while being within 500 meters. It also reduces the import cost citywide by 1%, and it also increases the attractiveness of my city by plus 1% citywide. So theoretically it doesn't really make sense where we built them. I would like to have them where we have some commercials, some high density, and also some normal residents. So somewhere here probably just along the cross here, so everybody can see it, and it provides some nice food for people when they're on their way back home here to their neighborhood. And we also have some traffic accident once again happening here. The police already tended for it, but of course a little traffic jam comes with it as well. And with that, we'll leave it be and continue onwards in the next episode for Sleepy Hollow. I hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned.